this point, it's been enough days where we've all finished reading our respective books.
Yes.
Cool.
As you approach the roadhouse, there is a half-orc who comes out to greet Andred. And Andred will kind of gesture to you four and say, put them up in a room. And the half-orc will kind of throw out his hands and come to greet you and give you all a hug and pat you on the back and say, I am Bog Luck. I am the superintendent of this fine establishment. For you four, room and board are free. But you all have to share one room. We got 2 bunk beds per room, so it's 4 to a room. And in the interest of everyone being their honest selves, none of the rooms are locked. They're always open. So if you have any valuables you are concerned with, let me know and I can store them in our strong room, away from the prying eyes and hands of anyone else who is interested.
Can I roll? I'm gonna roll an insight check just to see if he's shady or not. If this is like seems like a shady thing, or if he's genuinely. I guess I don't know if I guess.
Well, I trust this guy. You know who I don't trust?
Andred, the guy with the cursed armor.
No,
that he
the
can't
workers,
take off.
the cultists that we're kind of stuck with.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in an unlocked room with, or near.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I wonder if I'll see any of my ex buddies. Like, fancy seeing you here again.
Hey, Jim.
Well, Sven gets a jump every time a half orc appears, but I think this one isn't games.
What did you get for insight? What?
Oh, I haven't rolled it. I can do that. I wasn't sure if I should. 16.
All right. You don't think he's entirely being honest about this being a fine establishment, but aside from that, it seems like he's being pretty truthful of what he's saying.
Okay.
You look up at it, and as you kind of poke your head around, it's definitely a place where workers basically just stay between shifts, so it's not high class luxury living.
Okay.
He and Andred start working together and getting the laborers to unload the wares. He takes the stuff up some steps into this building, which he says is the warehouse, where all the supplies are kept. And he says, if you have anything that anyone needs kept, and Andred gives him like a lockbox full of money and some other stuff, then I will keep it in my strong room, which is personally locked by me next to the warehouse. And you guys will be staying up here on the 2nd floor. So if you kind of look over here on the left, there's the entrance, the stairs go up, and you come out up here. And the rooms that people stay in are up here on the left and on the top. And over here is the kitchen and dining area where you will be eating during your stay.
Okay.
Where's the gnome, the rogue?
You have not seen her since you arrived.
I'm gonna go look for her, I guess. She's round or not.
Yeah, you can take a look. He'll ask if you guys would like a room on the ground floor or on the 2nd floor.
Say 2nd floor.
Yeah.
All right. I will unveil that part of the room. This will be the room for you guys.
How many rings can you get, or wear at the same time?
Two.
Just one or two?
One
That's two.
per hand.
One per hand. Okay.
Yeah, that Featherfall ring could come in handy if we get attacked. It's like, I'm gonna jump out the window.
I'm thinking about attuning it. If no one's got objections to that, I got 37 health. I don't want to die from a fall.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, go ahead. All right. What time of the day did we arrive? Is it like time for bed, or do we have time to like, I don't know, meander a little bit? Or
It's early evening, about like 5, 6 o'clock. You have time to meander. The cook is getting food ready.
oh, okay. Yeah, I might just do that with just kind of walk around the perimeter with no real goal in mind, just for the time being.
All right. As you walk around the perimeter, this is on the edge of the Mere of Dead Men. It is, like a lot of the road has been, boggy. So there are wagon ruts that are still stuck in the mud, and it gets pretty cold at night, and that's when everything freezes over and just kind of solidifies the wagon trails.
Okay.
The compound isn't too big, so but as you guys are escorts, you aren't in charge of the loading or unloading. But they only allow 1 or 2 wagons into this compound at a time. It's surrounded by a wooden palisade,
Oh, okay.
so it can be individually unloaded and stored in the warehouse.
Okay. Yeah, I think. I don't know how long I'm that for. Maybe.
But all of you can, as you guys kind of walk around and meet some of these people, you all can make perception checks.
Okay.
And anyone who got higher than 15 can make an intelligence check. Ravani, you would have advantage on this due to your earlier insight.
Oh.
So that 17 will be enough to kind of jog your memory over this long course of time this adventure has been on. But you notice that the short sword that Bogluck keeps at his side, the scabbard is decorated with Cult of the Dragon regalia.
I'll kind of nudge, I guess, Capel, and I'll kind of lean in and go, "Look at his sword hilt."
I look and I notice. I'm assuming.
You do.
I don't think it's safe to keep our stuff in that room. Better we
But
just
it does
watch
make
out
me
for
want to get in there
ourselves.
even more.
I definitely agree with that. Getting in.
So Pat, as you wander the perimeter, a lot of that, you notice the wooden palisades seem to be in good repair. It doesn't look like this place has sustained any attacks, at least recently. The open courtyard is crowded with crates, barrels, and stacks of supplies. A path is kept clear from the gate to the stable so the animals can be moved. But during busy times right now, that path often runs under the balcony in front of the doors to the rooms.
Oh, okay. And I'd probably just walk around the once just to get the lay of the land. And then once I'm done with that, I will.
Yeah, so I guess just to make this a little more clear, there's one palace buildings, and then this interior wagons come in here to unload at the warehouse. And the stables are the southern part at level 1 with all the hay in it. That's where the horses are kept. As you wander the area, Skiffer, you notice that there are 4 stable boys between the ages of like 10 and 15 who are helping with the animals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind in case it somehow is useful later on. But other than that, I'll just I guess after I walk around, I'll head back and I guess I'll go to the room. Just
If we
to
want to
rest.
talk to anyone, I'm probably the guy for it. By the way, I've got Capel is very sociable.
And he's also not crazy.
Make a investigation check if you're going to look for the gnome.
He's also really good at investigating, but I'm gonna roll terribly.
You are very good
Ooh.
at
Oh, there we go.
investigating.
That was
Heck
a
yeah.
hecking roll. They didn't have advantage on that. Would have gotten a nat freaking 20.
Elementary, dear Ravan.
You see the gnome outside of the compound. You kind of see her looking at the ground and walking along, occasionally kicking at the dirt, and in one instance going up and putting her head to the ground as if she's listening for something. But she does not notice you approach. She's just too intent on what she's doing.
I'm gonna be real sly about approaching her. Just kind of probably rolling a stealth check.
Clang, clang, clang.
We have advantage.
I hope so too. My stealth is not.
Am I still sticking with Capel?
That's up to you.
Oh, I'll stick around with him.
Well, you can roll stealth as well.
Sure.
I'm not trying to hide from her, but from other watching eyes that might be around.
Unfortunately, your passive perception is too high to not hear Capel, and
Well, I
without
want her
even
to.
getting up.
I want her to hear me. I don't want other people to hear me approach her.
What is it you want, Sven?
Oh, well, I guess that's not important, but call me Capel.
Capel? She'll get up and look at you. Yeah, I thought you were acting a little differently back when we were fighting the lizard folk, but I think this is the third you I've met. Most peculiar.
Right. Well, that's neither here nor there. I think
Do you know of your other ones? Do you know that you have nudist in you called Boggly?
I can say that's news to me, but also
I think it would be in your
incredibly
best
unimportant.
interest to. I think it's incredibly important. You are from what I have seen of your combat skills, you are an accomplished adventurer. However, these different personalities make you unreliable and an asset that's less desirable to have around. So I think it would be in your interest to learn how to use these different personalities of yours.
Now, trust me, if I could get rid of all of them, I would do so in a second. But
I think I can help with
really
that.
isn't something I have any control over, and it's not important to the current situation. We're in a lot of trouble here.
I don't have a way to give you control, but I do believe I know of a way for you to get rid of them.
Well, I'm sure.
I
That's
have
not
contacts within my organization, and they've seen similar incidents in others and have resolved their situations. After we've resolved our business with the Cult of the Dragon out here in the cold hell between Neverwinter and Waterdeep, come find me and I'll see what I can do for you.
I assure you they've never seen a case like mine.
It's a big world. Not everything is unique. And besides, right now you're not a broken tool, but you are a useless one. And a useless tool is worse than something that's broken, because something broken can be fixed.
Okay, but this could be a home base for the cult. Do you think they have another dragon mask here?
It's possible. I believe this is not a base, but more of a waypoint for them to offload their goods. However, I have not been able to discern how they offload their goods quite yet. Because if with the high amounts of contraband they bring in, you'd think there'd be evidence, tracks, trails, stuff being dragged or carried, footprints, especially in this muddy bog of stuff going to and from somewhere. But I have yet to find a thing. It seems like stuff comes in and it doesn't go back out. And yet, when my contacts have infiltrated the storehouses at night, items have vanished.
Surely part of the way they take items is providing their storage, as it were. Though surely people would notice their items go missing, right?
They would if it was their items, but when the Cult of the Dragon infiltrates the caravan as supplies for the road, nothing technically goes missing because those supplies are all counted for in the other wagons. These are just extras brought along and stored, and then it goes from the Karnath Roadhouse to elsewhere. And there are only three ways perhaps I can think of for it to vanish from the Roadhouse. One, magic. Someone teleports it. Two, by air. Something, perhaps a dragon, comes in and takes it away, although I doubt there are any dragons who'd be willing to be lowered to the role of pack mule. Or it somehow is taken away underground. Although I'd think it'd be difficult to get a sturdy underground passage in this boggy, wet terrain where it freezes hard during the night and it's all soft and hard to build a structure on during the day.
Well, magic would be traceable, I believe.
It would. Unfortunately, magic is not my area of expertise.
I believe I have latent abilities, but I wouldn't be of much use.
You do not just have latent. I've seen them active when your boggly personality has emerged. So you do have them. They're just locked behind this boggly character.
But I do believe we have some interesting specialists in cultist behavior, as well as excellent trackers. Are you looking for some sort of underground?
Some skilled trackers. That's what I'm looking for right now. I figure if there's something underneath us, I would be able to hear it. But as of now, I have not found a thing.
Corden would have a skill for that, wouldn't he?
Dwarves are skilled with stone and rock. This is swamp and water and mud. You can try proposing this to him, but perhaps he'd find it insulting. But for now, I think I will be taking my leave of this for now. I need to do some investigations deeper into the Mirror of Dead Men.
Will we be able to contact you?
No, I will be contacting you.
Well, we'll try to stay alive then. We're in a hornet's nest here.
You're pretty good at staying alive so far. I'm sure you've already noticed. I believe Bog Luck has been compromised by the cultists, but I believe Andred Bifferhue is still working for the High Road Charter Company and for the Lords of Neverwinter.
Unfortunately,
so I don't think it's entirely compromised.
If it comes down to it, how hard is this Boglug to take on in a fight?
I don't think he would be too hard to take on in a fight. He's more someone who has been puffed up to believe he is more important than he actually is.
And perhaps he could be intimidated?
That's possible. It depends on how prideful he is. The greater someone's pride, the more difficult it can be to get them to speak, from what I have personally experienced. But for now, I think it is useful to at least try and leave him alive and believe he is undetected. Because if we know he's an operative and he doesn't know that we know, then that benefits us.
Agreed.
The last thing we want is for the Cult of the Dragon to change their operations to something that we don't know and we have to start all over again. But for now, I will conduct a investigation of the local wildlife, and then she is gone.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Boglook later, but I imagine Pat's been doing something during this whole time.
I mean, so I walked around. I think I was just gonna walk around the once, and I mean, I made note of the palisade. What was the word palisade you said? Or is it yeah. The stables. Don't know if really much else. I guess the courtyard areas. I don't really think anything really caught my eye, so I think I was just gonna head back to my room unless someone wanted to talk to me about something. But yeah, I was just gonna head there for the time being.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to go talk to Boglook just about, kind of probe him for stuff unrelated to the cult. Maybe bring up my family tree.
You don't find too hard a time finding him. You notice when you find him, he's directing the laborers to bring the crates for the cultists brought, all that loot and treasure from the Greenfields. Way at the start of the adventure.
Yeah.
He's ordering them to bring them into the warehouse for storage. But as you approach, he'll give you a hearty greeting. Ah, my friend, what can I do you for? I hope these accommodations are to your liking. We're only the finest here at Carnath Roadhouse. Perhaps have you had the fine gristle from our chef, Gristle Pete?
I'll have to later. I was just curious. I was wondering if you know a man named Games.
I'll give you a confused look. Games? I'm afraid I'm not familiar.
Oh, you see, Games is my father. He's a fine half-orc, much like yourself.
Ah, I could see the orc blood in your burly shoulders. And he'll give you a hard punch to the shoulder as a bro move.
He's a very
you and I
well-known
may not be
adventurer.
too far alike, my friend. Well, he may be well known, but we don't get all the best news out here. And in the boonies, or the boggies, as they like to say. You see, it's a bit of a joke, a pun.
Ah, yes, I see. It's quite nice to see someone much like myself, though, and on a long journey like this.
Do you... Actually, I'm a little curious. Mind if I check something?
Oh, sure. What could it
He'll grab your face and pull down your lips to see if you have any little tiny orc tusks growing.
Oh.
He does not.
Like, I see you have not inherited the finer point of your orcish heritage. What a shame. But we can't all be winners.
Most of what I got was my height. I believe I have some elvish features that are more prominent, that were latent, let's say.
How tall is Capel?
My mother was a human, though. What was that?
How
tall
tall
is Capel?
Yeah.
Freakishly tall. Like,
Is she like 6'7" or something?
not 6'7", I don't think, but
Are you taller than 6'2"?
6'1".
Oh,
So you are not taller than Boglock, and he'll kind of snort when you say you inherited the height. It's like, yes, the height.
But it's just the height. He's 130 pounds.
I think it might be better to call you a half-human descendant than a half-orc, based on what I'm seeing.
Well,
but again, you are more than welcome. Yeah. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know who a Games is.
I just thought to ask. You don't get many adventurers around here, though, it sounds like.
We do not get too many adventures, just some local toughs from Waterdeep who are looking to make a little extra coin for a little more risk.
These caravan journeys seem pretty frequent. Is that right?
Yeah, they come by about once a month to restock our supplies and to give the laborers and escorts a shift break. People can't spend too much time out here, you know. People really want to go back to Waterdeep, spend their coin on fine food and women. As good as Gristle Pete is for the food, there are very little in the ways of women out here.
Well, I can attest. I will say the Waterdavian armor is quite nice. It protects you from arrows from every direction.
I do say it sounds like a fine piece of equipment. Although, now that I think about it, I was talking with Andred, and he said that there were a group of guards who actually fended off a troll by themselves. Would that be you?
Yes, he may be talking about us, but he exaggerates greatly. We're just simple guardsmen.
Well, I was going to say, if you had anything left of the troll, like perhaps the head, I would be interested in mounting it above our little cafe up above as a bit of a decoration. Do you happen to have it with you?
Some hooligan burned it for whatever reason. It was very smelly.
Mm. Well, that's a shame.
A fine
Now,
trophy like that. Games would have been proud of it, I will say.
I did it to assert dominance.
Okay. It could have asserted
Perhaps you are the
dominance on
real
man.
half-orc descendant, my friend. That attitude. But if you'll excuse me, I must get back to my work. However, once I have finished unloading all of the supplies, I'd be more than willing to chat with you both more over some ale at Gristle Pete's place.
Oh, Gristle Pete.
Sven drinks tea.
Are you
Well,
sure
now
you do
you-
not have any elf lineage?
I do. I mentioned it. It's latent.
He kind of looks at you a little disgusted when he bring up your elf lineage again, but he lets that pass from his face really quick. It's there, but it's not too perceptible.
Great grandmother was an elf. Or great grandfather. I lose track at this point. His family tree is so messed up.
Again, gentlemen, if you'll pardon me, I'll get back to my work.
I guess we leave. I didn't learn anything interesting there.
Yeah.
Guy doesn't know games.
I'm anticipating something to happen at night, so I'm waiting in my room until night falls, I think.
All right, you'll be sharing with everyone else.
Oh, yeah. And
Double bunks.
Makes it
I
easier
think,
to have someone do a watch, though, for the whole party. No one has to stay.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone has to stay up.
And
gonna
Gordon's
say-
not here, so he gets his own room
Yeah.
with 3 other random people.
Corden gets
Gedwin
to.
Cooper.
No, Gedwin's with us.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's four people to a room.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just thinking because he's not. Paul is actually not here, but you're right. We can just say he is there.
I don't think anyone will try and steal anything from Corden. He's a big burly dwarf.
Stealing's the least of my worries here.
Oh yeah.
He'll get the room next to you just for convenience.
I don't know why you have us on the map, though. Like, nothing's going to happen.
I don't know.
There's going to be no combat.
No, but it does. I don't know if there's not going to be happening on the map, but it is very helpful for visual clarity because this place,
Yeah.
even though it's simple, is relatively confusing in its layout.
Yeah,
But I think I'm going to call the game here for now. I think
say
it's set
that's
up
fair.
pretty nice for next time.
absolutely.
It's a good 3 hours almost.
Yeah,
Gristle
over
Pete.
3 hours, I think. Just over.
Paul almost made it to the end. Proud of him.
He was a real trooper there. As soon as I first saw him do this, I was like,
Yep.
oh,
Well, are you okay doing this same time next week?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
I left work an hour early to get here.
heck yeah.
Try and do that next week too. It's a good setup. Hopefully
Yeah, I'm
Seth's
happy
feeling
with
better
that.
next week.
Oh,
Hmm.
As
Yeah,
I
that's.
understand it, he got a second COVID shot yesterday. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that'll do it.
yeah. Everybody reacts differently to it. Like,
yeah,
Yeah, almost everybody who gets that second shot though says it absolutely kicks their ass.
yeah. It's like, oh, Seth, you slept for like 16 hours. It's today, Saturday. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep,
yeah, that makes sense.
man.
For me, it was the first shot that it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's as bad as like sleeping 16 hours or whatever, but it was the first one that got me because I think it was because I previously had COVID, so I had maybe had some antibodies. So the first shot is kind of like the second
Oh.
shot for everybody else, and it's like, oh, now I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
So did everyone here get the two shots?
Yep, I got
yes, my second shot is next Thursday.
Oh, yeah, I got the Johnson one, so I just have the one.
Yeah, the
Oh.
first shot for me just felt like my arm was sore, and that's it. So it's like,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the first one,
The second shot will
for
probably
me
kill
was yeah, yeah. That even just the Johnson shot was. I mean, it hurt a long time after. It was just kind of like a throbbing pain in my arm for a while, but then I started to get back aches, neck aches. I got a bad headache.
Oof.
I think,
Thought that's all normal for you.
yeah.
I think
Well,
I got. I
the
think
next
I got off
day,
fairly lucky then.
next day I was nauseous, and I still had a lot of pain in my arm.
Hmm.
But I just took ibuprofen, and I was fine for most of the day. Headache didn't really go away until later that night.
Hmm.
But I was exhausted that next day too. I felt like a train had hit me.
Ooh.
I was so tired.
Hmm.
And I think I went to bed early the night I got the shot too, because I couldn't even stay awake. 'Cause I got it at like 6 o'clock, and I stayed up I think until 8:30, and I was just like, I'm so tired. And the next day it carried into that.
Oh,
But I'm not a woman under 50, so I don't really have to worry about the blood clot thing.
oh yeah, yeah. Actually, now I think about the shot stuff. Today is the day it's been officially 2 weeks since my second shot, so I'm happy with that for today.
Oh yeah, you're good to go.
Yay. Well,
Yeah, we came into work yesterday. We were in our break room, and for the first time in a whole freaking year, I mean, we were all sitting in that break room, masks off. Felt nice, and then we realized that, oh, the postal service, like Biden, we're not sure if he lifted the federal mandate on federal property.
mhm.
So we asked our postmaster, and he's like, no, it's still there. So
Just
everyone
the White House and
is,
CDC has issued guidance, so nothing that's like concrete.
yeah. So and basically, even if you're still inside, honestly, I like if I'm inside a building, I'll still wear a mask just to, you know. Not that it matters in North Dakota. People don't care here. You can walk into,
I think if you're vaccinated, you've had your 2 week period, you don't need to wear a mask anymore.
yeah.
Unless like the businesses wear a mask. It's like, yeah, you should.
Yep, and we're supposed to wear masks if if we're out on a route and we're on duty and we go into a business, and if they have a mask requirement, we are required to still acquiesce to that.
Mhm.
But I think I might just start carrying around my vaccination card just in case if I go in somewhere, and so
Right. Yeah. I'll definitely have to bring it to my next doctor visit so that they can update my record and whatever. But Like, I just wish that the card was a little smaller so it would fit in your wallet. So I just took
Yeah,
pictures just in case. But
yeah, it's so big. I have a money clip in my wallet, so I think it'll fit. But I wish it was smaller. I wish it could fit.
What
into
you're
like
supposed to do. It's just the perfect size. You got to get a Naruto headband, and then you got to staple it to that.
Oh my god!
Then
Yes.
you run around with your arms behind you, with that. I got the shot.
Oh, You have a shirt that says, like the "I'm with stupid" shirts, and I'm with shot. I'm with vaccination, and it's just pointing at you.
haven't seen that before.
I don't think it's real.
Oh, I thought you were describing an actual thing there.
No, I'm just making a joke. But I've got one response for that, Henry. Oh man. But yeah, though despite the fact that the post office still has a mask requirement on their property and everything, a lot of the carriers still just, especially on the rural side, just don't care. But they haven't cared pretty much the whole time. They've been kind of doing whatever they want. We had one guy just, whenever he did wear a mask, it was like a fishnet, So
Hero.
it had holes in it because he's super classy.
All right, well, I'm going to go, but thank you for playing, gentlemen.
Absolutely, thank you for hosting. That was a great session.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
Pokemon
stuff done.
Snap to the Vac Center.